Hey guys, what's up? This is Krazak here, and welcome back to actually another video. It's been a while, but before we get started today, I have a bit of news for you guys. Which, I mean, I know that this isn't like what everyone watches, but at the same time, I do need you guys to know. So what's going on is I have to take a break from doing all of this for you guys. I mean, it's something I love doing, but unfortunately due to some family matters, I have to take a break. I'm doing my last year of school. I am also preparing for marriage, as well as my family is very much against what I do in these videos for you guys. Because of a combination of all of this, it unfortunately means that I have to stop at least for probably about the next year or so. Now, like, again, as I'm saying, I don't want to have to do this, but, like, because of the situation, I am pretty much forced into it. Now, this doesn't mean that you won't see anything else from me. No, I'm saying I'm taking a break from it, not because of, like, just, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to take a vacation or anything like that, but because I need to take this break due to the way my family is right now. I do have some more videos to upload. And again, if I could, I'd gladly record some more for you guys. But where I'm at, I'm sitting at a total ban on video games, period. So, nothing. Final Fantasy, Pokemon, Hammerwatch, any of the series that I've done, Castlevania, or any of the series that I'm planning on doing, like Final Fantasy II, or anything like that, have to be on standby for now. At least until I finish school and until I can get my own house. Now, this is a process that I am working on, and this is a process that I do believe I will be able to accomplish. And what I ask from you guys is really just your support. This is going to be a difficult time for me because I've honestly been playing games pretty much my entire life. It's not something just like, oh, I'm going to just take a break because I don't feel like it anymore. This is something that I've been able to do my entire life. Like, I think I've said, but my, first games or so were like Pokemon Gold and Silver and stuff like that. So I've been playing for a long time, and I've been allowed to play for a long time. What I'm asking from you guys is that you don't, like, unsubscribe, that you don't dislike, that you don't anything like that, but that you wait on me, and I will continue to deliver this stuff. As I said, I'm going to be back. It's just going to take a while. If you're watching this on my channel, then please go check out VGN. We do have some guys working with other series right now. Like, one of my friends is working on the Metal Gear Solid series. Thank you guys so much for your support on that, but unfortunately, we're not quite done with that yet. Stay tuned for more, as well as Logan, who you may or may not know. He played with me on the Hammerwatch series, for those of you who watched. For those of you who were a part of that, thank you guys so much for your support. But he will be taking over a lot of my position while I am gone. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And wanted to say thanks for your support. I'm really wanting to stay in touch with you guys. So even if I'm not posting any videos, I plan on still commenting. I plan on still checking in on you. But thank you guys. And without any further ado, I think it's about time that we get started today. So, without any further ado, enjoy the video, and we'll get right to it. See you then! Hey guys, what's up? This is Krazak here, and welcome back to the 6th episode of Final Fantasy. Now, right off the bat, I apologize if I don't quite sound the same as I normally do. I am a little sick right now, so you might be able to hear that a little bit in my voice, but I know I needed to get this episode cranked out anyway, so I'll probably be taking a lot of breaks along the way, and a lot of stuff like that, but I need to get this out, so I'm going to be doing everything I can for you guys to make sure that it's coming across as done. Anyways, we've got a lot in store today. If you haven't already done your shopping here, if you aren't already all geared up, do it now because you're probably not coming back anytime soon. Let's go ahead, let's get started going on the road. So the focus of today is primarily going to be getting to the next dungeon and going through a lot of it. As you'll see, where we're wanting to go is down here in the Crescent Lake area, which is this big old moon shape. If you look on your map, you'll see it. It's fairly obvious. I mean, you can't really miss it. Now, I tried going up there last time I tried doing this, but no, you want to go to the lower one down there. It kind of looks like an eagle's head. So there are a couple ways of doing it. I usually go right down like that, which is just two directions. But there are other ways of doing it. You could go down to right here, you could cut across this country, like keep going along the coastline, keep going, and then you come right up to there. Which is fairly easy to remember, but I'm probably just going to do the two directions. It'll be easier for me that way. And you guys will see. We just follow along the coastline, just take the turn after that point, and it'll pretty much take you right there. The only thing is, it's not perfect, it doesn't bring you like right up to it. So you'll see, here's this little landmass. And you come right up into the crook there, and you've made it. Ironically enough, the defining feature of this point is a crescent lake. As you can obviously see, it's lighter blue water, you can't normally cross it, and you'll be seeing, it's like, hey, okay, what are we supposed to do with this? Well, you go in and this is how you're supposed to get your canoe. So, welcome to the town right here. It's fairly small, walled off community. There's the inn right in front. There's your item store. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to the front here, stop messing around. Let's go check out what armor we can get. Now, most of the time, yeah, like, other than the mithril gloves, like, everything else you should already have, you should already own, or you should have already looted if you were actually going for everything. As far as the sword, you can take a look, but there's not really much except for, like, the mithril sword or the mithril axe. I'm gonna take the sword because it's slightly more accurate, even though you do lose out a little bit on power. And that'll be good. Now what I do want, though, is I want to take some of these white magics. So I'm not sure what I'm wanting yet. I do want Protera. That one I know for sure, but I can't get it because I'm not White Wizard yet. In Viscera, though, I can take... Oh, I can take Protera. That's right. Never mind. I was thinking as far as a different one. So you see, we can get most of these. I'm probably not going to take Death, but I'm going to take Sandaga. And probably Quake, just because it is a viable option, although it's not useful for everything. And most enemies really aren't going to be weak to Quake. So you come over to this little bridge section, and you begin to see, it's like, hey, there are these guys here. Let's go ahead and take a look. These guys are kind of important to the story, but you'll have to see. 12 sages are we, guided to this land, blah blah blah, 4 great crystals, yeah, the 4 fiends of chaos, basically we've already beat one, fire, earth, water, wind, took down the earth, obviously defeat the fiends, we defeated the lich. Basically most of this stuff is stuff that you already know, but it just is something that you are filled in on. When all 4 crystals shine once more, yeah, fairly easy. Bring the light back. Okay, we are the warriors. Sweet. Here we go. The volcano Mount Glug. That's our next destination. So the Fiend of Fire is our next destination, and we find out. So here we go. You have to take on the Fiend of Fire, take this canoe. So this, right here, is what allows us to go on the light blue water, to basically swim into any light blue area, and even make the light blue waters our own ports. And then this guy here is Lucan. He'll come into play later, but really he's not much as of right now, so we'll just kind of leave him. And we'll be going on our way. Let's get out of this town. Pretty sure you can just take that spot up there, but just go around the 2 entrances to town. I'm gonna sleep at the inn just to be sure that I'm all set, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So, where the dungeon actually lies is northwest of here, but you have to get through this whole entire labyrinth of water. The best way around is probably just, like, I can't really explain it. It's just a matter of actually getting there. You might encounter several dead ends, but there shouldn't really be too much to worry about. It's a matter of just going on ahead. As you'll see, there are, like, piranhas and stuff like that, but you shouldn't have to worry too much about them, as they're really just simple enemies. By this point, you should be prepared. And I mean, I knew after the fact that I wasn't really prepared for this, but I went in anyway. Ooh, oh boy, there we go. And here we go. This is the next destination. Welcome to Mount Glug. First thing that you'll really notice here is that it does have lava, and when you step on it, you will take damage. As you can see, like, I was full health, but you take a little bit of damage along the way. See a couple new enemies, but it shouldn't really be much. So let's go ahead. I'll probably skip ahead through the next fights, and we'll move on ahead to where it really takes, like, to where it really starts mattering where you go. So I decided to speed a lot of this up for you guys, just because a lot of it is just me wandering the halls, getting the loot, which, I mean, you guys can do on your own time. You don't need to watch me do it all. You don't need to watch me, like, do everything. I mean, if you honestly need to find a way around, this is probably what I would say the optimum way is. There's nothing up there, but the matter of focus actually lies right down here once I heal up. And that is this large chest room, just full of treasure everywhere. I'm skipping through the enemy fights, but there's actually a lot of good stuff here. If you don't have Mithril yet, this is a good place. And I decided to equip the Mithril Axe just because, even though it is slightly less accurate, it still is more powerful. And in the remakes, that's not as much of an issue as in the old games, where a lot of RNG wasn't actually on your side. If you see there's a required fight there, I do actually decide to grind this for a little bit. But other than that, a lot of this is just good stuff. You should grab it while you can. I'm gonna grind here. As you'll see, it is a lava worm. Just one. It's a simple enemy. 400 experience. But it's good. I get at least level on pretty much all of my characters. And I'll meet you guys back at the start. Alright, now that we're back, let's go ahead and continue on. I'll grab this chest quickly, which it is protected, so be careful of that. But other than that, you don't have to worry too much. It's pretty straightforward from here. I mean, just really take care on the lava. There's not really anything up here. I mean, I look around, but there's not really anything here. So it looks enticing, but in all reality, it's just a trap for enemies to jump you, which is actually really bad in this volcano. Now, here you'll see that I start taking a lot of long pauses, that I start taking looks at my health and stuff like that. That's because this is where the dungeon part comes in. Like, as you see, there's lava everywhere. And every time you step on the lava, it hurts you, as I think you already can see. You hear the little chunk sound. like you're taking damage, stuff like that. But for the most part, when I stop like this, it's to think about what I'm going to do next. I'm trying to save as much as I can on health and other things. Which, the further on throughout the episode that I go, the more that you'll see it's like, hey, I'm not really saving as much anymore. It's not as optimal or anything like that. That's because I start to get really desperate. I realized probably about halfway through this that if this was not completely a bad idea, this was going to be really close and end up being a disaster. Fortunately for me, it did not end up as a complete disaster like I thought that it was. But as you guys will see soon enough, it eventually ends up being pretty close. And I mean, yeah, there are things that you can do to skip around this, but I'm trying to get through this as fast as I can, and if I can get to the boss, then get to the boss without taking all the damage, without wasting all my MP. But really, the key thing in this is just don't run out of mana. I mean, like, it's what I'm doing, and I mean, you'll start to see, it's like, I'm getting desperate already. I'm looking for potions, I'm looking for ethers, anything that can keep me alive, and I just don't have it. So, probably the key thing that I didn't do throughout this whole entire thing was come prepared. So I mean, I'm going to keep going anyway, I'm going to see how far I can get. Because I mean, I still have some mana left, it's a nice chunk, but it's only about a third of my mana pool. And by the time that I actually get to where I need to go, I'm not going to have any left. Let's see. Yeah. You come down, you go around here. But you gotta be careful because, as you see, there gets to be a lot of lava. And there are good rooms here. Like, it's really good stuff. Like, stuff that you need to complete the dungeon. But, at the same time, it's stuff where it's like, okay, some of the stuff really isn't worth it. And yeah, those times where you see me pause for longer, look at my health for longer, look at the magic for longer, it's because I'm really thinking here. It's really thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to try and do to stay alive in this thing? Which is probably the biggest struggle and what makes this dungeon, in my opinion, probably the hardest. The water dungeon is a bit of a maze, but it's not that hard. And the sky dungeon really is just kind of long, but it's not like this, where it constantly drains your health inconsistently. I do take another look at my health. There's a required enemy here, Lava Worm, again. I mean, I'll show it just for good old sake, because you'll probably want to remember the numbers that you see on this, because I'm not doing a lot with my warrior right now, but in just a moment you'll see that I will. I kind of skip past this because I do get a fire shield, but it lags out, so it really doesn't show well. Get the flame shield and the ice brand, which are really, really key items in this. And you'll see here, I actually do this fight. You'll see my damage goes from like about 100 to, well, nope, that's a bad example. But it basically doubles my damage against all fire creatures, which is a good idea. It's a good thing to notice, a good thing to really go along with, but it's not much other than that. You get a little bit of money, and there's a trap actually in the middle of the room, which is a very unique thing. It usually doesn't happen that way where it's in the middle of the room. It's usually either every step or right in front of the chest. So I thought, this is cool to change it up, but other than that, it's not really gonna help me. Now there are two traps here. As you'll see, there's the one, and then there's the other. They are both required fights, but the best thing to do is kind of skip around them. Yeah. Another fight. Let's keep going, though. I don't know why I really decided to push so deep into the cave. And I mean, this is where I start to realize, like, okay, if I don't take my steps carefully, I am dead. I was desperate for an ether at this time, and really just wasn't finding one. I found plenty of enemies, and plenty of lava to slowly drain my health, as well as, yeah, you see I'm getting desperate there. But you guys need to come prepared, because this is not going to end well unless you have that. There is a dragon there, but you want to be careful. They can do a lot of damage to your team, as you'll see I'll have to waste another heal on it. Keep going down here, and you'll see, yeah, this is where I'm trying to get out of the dungeon. This is where I'm trying to be like, okay, what is there? There's a dragon, there's an item, but at this point it's like, okay, I have to get out of here. There's no other way. At this point in time, a lot of my focus is just stay alive. I mean, there's not much that I can do, even my warrior's going down. So again, I can't stress it enough, you need to prepare for this dungeon. I didn't prepare, I thought it was all set, I thought it was just all good, but it turns out that I wasn't, and it was very hard on me because of that. Finally made it out, which is a good thing, because, like, hey, I'm still alive, I didn't game over there, I didn't lose all of the progress that I made this episode, so it didn't all go to waste. But in retrospect, I wasn't prepared enough. I didn't check my items before I went, and consumables, even though I haven't really been seen using too much of them, they're very important, and will end up saving your game. So at this point in the game, you have a lot of money. I'd say you need to just use what you have, get wherever you can, get as far as you can with them, and you'll probably end up in a better situation than I did. I mean, this is my first major mistake of the run-through. Like, I know the game well, but this by far was my first major mistake where it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this game. But we did make it out, so we're still good. I'll meet you guys back at town, and we'll debrief from there. See you then. Well, in the end, guys, I really just gotta apologize for this episode. I feel like it was really jumbled, really shuffled, really put together, and it might be because it's my last one for a while, but I hope you guys can put up with that. I mean, I know I'm going to come out with bad episodes from time to time, but I'm doing what I can for you guys, and I'm doing everything I can for now. But until the next time I can see you guys, this is Krazak, signing out. Thanks for watching, see ya.